You know, cruise lines sell themselves as carefree getaways, luxury on the high seas, and for the most part they are. But when something goes wrong, families in crisis are saying that it is hard to find someone to help. Alan Analik is a travel attorney who has testified on cruise ship issues, joining me here on The Big Story. Alan, thank you so much. You know, I just found this story to be so interesting because cruise ships is the way to go. It's a less expensive way to travel. A lot of families go with their children. And I'm reading that according to the International Council of Cruise Lines, that 24 people were reported missing aboard cruise ships over a 3-year period ending in 2005. So I got to ask you if cruise lines are responsible or if this is a buyer beware sort of thing.
Well, it's buyer beware because they're not under any duty to report these crimes, and there's a actual pattern and a practice of hiding statistics. That's what the public doesn't know.
Okay, so how is it that they hide these crime statistics without the public knowing? I don't see how that's legal.
Well, they're under no duty in the United States to report the crimes. That's what's wrong. That's why we need government regulation to say if you come into our ports, there's at least a duty to tell us what happened on your ship. It's not that way now.
And that is a scary fact. Now, here's another scary fact. George Allen Smith is just one of those 24. He's the groom who disappeared on his honeymoon cruise. But there are so many other people that we didn't talk about for some reason. We were so obsessed with that case, like a 21-year-old that I found online. And I had never heard of this guy before. His name is Daniel DiPiero of Augusto, Ohio. He vanished from a Royal Caribbean cruise ship in the Bahamas last May. That is George Allen Smith. But the 21-year-old here apparently disappeared. He was on the ship with his family and friends. They reported him missing to the cruise ship. It took the cruise ship 8 hours from the time he was reported missing to alert the Coast Guard. I mean, why would they wait 8 hours in a case like this?
They don't want to investigate, report, be responsible for, because they don't want those statistics to make their ship look like it's a crime problem. They go out of their way to hide the statistics.
All right. The Florida Supreme Court decided this week, and this is why I wanted to do the story in the first place, on Thursday. It decided that cruise lines aren't responsible for the negligent acts of ship physicians, doctors. And this is kind of scary because this is a Florida judge, and many well-known cruise ships are based in Florida. Let's see, Norwegian Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival. So it almost seems like, you know, with these cruise ships in Florida, there's a bias here. And as long as they're bringing money to Florida, this is going to continue to happen.
Well, I've been general counsel to cruise lines as well as the Marine Cooks and Stewards Union who put the people on the ships. And I know there is a pattern to make sure as much as possible is not told when there's problems, because it then puts a duty on the ship, if it knows about these, that where they may be held responsible if they know these things are going on.
But
with the doctors, they're hired as independent contractors to make sure that the ship isn't liable.
But since when is a company not responsible for an agent acting on behalf of a company, like a doctor? They hire these doctors. Shouldn't they be responsible for them?
Well, that's the contract that they use is uniformly only an independent contractor.
Right.
They pick up a lot of these doctors from third world areas because they can come on the ship cheaply. They don't have to have the same licensing as elsewhere. And the ships have been held in the past, like other injuries, not to be responsible. We're back to the buyer beware that you mentioned, Julie.
Buyer beware, then, the message here. Alan Analik, a travel attorney. Thank you so much, Alan, for talking about this one with me. A new job.